What is an addendum?
Jimmy Uso ambushed.
And the greatest wrestler of all time returns Saturday night's main event. Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
And we open with Rey Mysterio, and of course, he's entering the Royal Rumble. He reminisces about winning the 2006 Rumble before being interrupted by Kevin Owens. Owens apologises for interrupting Rey, tells him he respects him the most in the whole of the industry, and then lays claim to being the true rightful WWE champion while holding aloft the Winged Eagle belt. Owens makes his way into the ring and tells Rey he has one thing left to accomplish, and that is to have a one-on-one match with him. Owens tells Rey he can't wait to see him beat all those other idiots in the Rumble, and then pleads with Rey to choose him to face at WrestleMania so that Owens can have his dream match with Mysterio at WrestleMania. Rey looks a little confused, telling Owens he isn't the champion. Owens loses it, claiming he is the champion. Rey says he's acting delusional, reminding him of his son. Owens takes a swing, but Rey ducks, drops Owens to the bottom rope and sets him up for the 619. KO sees it coming though and escapes the ring. Don't forget to subscribe, even if you're not keen. Just do it anyway.
Backstage we see Naomi telling Bianca Belair that there's still no lead on Jade Cargill's attacker, with Belair then apologising to Naomi for whipping her with her hair last week. Naomi tells Belair maybe it'd be better if she wrapped her hair up before their upcoming match tonight, and Belair agrees.
She just cut it off. Back from the break we see Nick Aldis speaking with Rey Mysterio, and he tells the 619 superstar that it'll be him versus Kevin Owens later, when a door opens and in walks Cody Rhodes. Rey tells Rhodes he'll handle Owens but promises to leave something for him for their match at the Royal Rumble. Rey walks off, with Rhodes then telling Aldis that he has a clean bill of health. Aldis tells Rhodes he has an addendum, no, me either, to his ladder match at the Rumble and needs Rhodes and Owens to sign it. Rhodes says he'll sign it when Owens does.
So, first match of the show. Nia Jax and Candice LeRae versus Naomi and Bianca Belair. Jax attacks Naomi as she leaves the ring while LeRae attacks Belair. Jax then tags in LeRae officially, but she soon gets beaten up by Belair, who then proceeds to throw LeRae out of the ring onto Jax. LeRae and Jax soon start to turn the match in their favour though, as Naomi is still hurt from Nia's attack from the start. LeRae goes for multiple pins on Belair, all of which amount to nothing, before she goes for a middle rope crossbody. Belair catches her, rolls through, picks up LeRae and tries to tag out. LeRae stops her with a hair pull.
Belair eventually breaks free and heads for a tag, but Jax pulls Naomi from the apron and then throws her into the crowd barrier. LeRae tags out, bringing in Jax, who Simone drops Belair before heading to the top rope with Bianca. Belair pushes Jax down to the mat though and crossbodies Nia, picks herself up and finally makes the tag to Naomi. Naomi enters the ring with an X-Factor on Jax before attempting a pin, but only for a 2. A split-legged moonsault also only gets Naomi a 2, but only because it was broken up by LeRae.
Belair then tags back in, spearing Jax and going for her tumbling moonsault pin. LeRae though basement drop kicks Belair mid-move, allowing Jax to follow up with a senton. Candice covers Belair but only gets a 2. Belair, being a tough cookie though, digs deep, fights back and hits her standing moonsault pin on LeRae. Jax heads back into the ring to break the pin with a leg drop, only for Belair to see what's coming and roll off LeRae, leaving Jax to leg drop her partner. Jax ends up outside the ring, Naomi tags in, hits LeRae with a sit-out full Nelson atomic drop, or should I say Bubba Bomb, and then covers the Poison Pixie for the win.
Quite an enjoyable match. I did like that. Back from the break, we see an interview with Bayley from earlier in the day. Byron Saxton asks Bayley what her match with Tiffany Stratton means for later. Bayley says the match is huge for her, it's a big night and it's personal.
We then see Michin talking with B-Fab in the locker room, saying the US women's title should have been hers if it wasn't for the numbers game. Piper Niven then walks in, exclaims the room is clear with absolutely no threats before Chelsea Green walks in. Green mouths off at Meechin, but B-Fab steps in. This then prompts Niven to step in between Green and Fab, with B-Fab then saying she'll go talk to Aldis for a match against Niven later.
We then see Jimmy Uso heading through backstage. He says he's proud of his brother before making his way to the ring for his match with Carmelo Hayes. Hayes comes out, mic in hand. He says Roman's in the Rumble, Jay has a heavyweight match, and questions what Jimmy's got. Hayes continues telling Big Jim he's living in the shadow of his brother and that he's on the bench. Jimmy gets off to a flying start, sending Hayes out the ring, and then follows up with a suplex on the apron and a dive to the outside.
Back in the ring, a springboard clothesline from Hayes brings the Uso down, allowing Melo to take control. After some rest holds and a break, Hayes hits a springboard reverse DDT, getting him a 2 count. A double clothesline knocks both men down before we see a massive pop-up Samoan drop from Jimmy, which gets him a 2 count. Jimmy then goes for the Uso splash, but Hayes catches him mid-air with the first 48 and covers for 2. Hayes decides to go airborne next, misses, eats a super kick and gets covered, yet for another 2. Jimmy hits a spear on Hayes and heads up top once again, but before he launches his attack, Jacob Fatu appears on the opposite ring apron. Jimmy complains to the ref, but as he does, Tonga pushes Jimmy off the turnbuckle and the bell rings, ending the match due to interference.
We then watch the Bloodline underlings beat on Jimmy. Hayes tries to befriend Jacob, but he's met with a clothesline. We see a hip attack on Jimmy before Solo Sikoa heads out, gets in the ring and addresses the crowd. Well, he tries to, as he's booed out the building. Jacob tells the crowd to be quiet and then hands the mic to Sikoa. The booing continues, so Solo drops the mic, leaves the ring, takes his jacket off and leaves the arena. Jacob picks up the mic and says he's tired of the hate. He asks the crowd if they think he was unhinged and losing it, before adding that the crazy thing is, he's just getting started.
LA Knight's music then hits, with Jacob and Tama looking up the rampway, only for Knight to enter the ring from behind, getting the jump on them. It starts well for the megastar, but the numbers are too overwhelming for him, and the Samoans take him down. But just as it looks curtains for Knight, someone heads out for the save. Braun Strowman. Tama launches himself over the top rope at the big man, but Strowman catches him, tosses him to one side and gets in the ring, facing up to Fatu. The two titans goad and circle one another, exciting the crowd. But then Tonga has to spoil things by putting Fatu out of the ring, and the two of them heading back up the rampway. So, Bloodline members versus Strowman and Knight coming soon then, yeah?
Gotta be, ain't it? Backstage, we see Los Garza readying for their match against Motor City Machine Guns. Santos Escobar tells Humberto and Garza that if you want respect, you have to take it. That's not strictly true.
Joe Tessitore mentions a future crossover between the WWE and TNA before our next match of Motor City versus Los Garza. Elektra Lopez with Garza. After the mist clears, they were heavy on the smoke machine tonight. We get the usual double teaming from Motor City before Los Garza manage a double team on Sabin and cover him for 2. Sabin then suffers in the corner at the hands of Humberto before being choked on the middle rope. Angel then tags in, puts Sabin in a hold and then leaves it in, presumably, while we head to a break. We come back to see Los Garza hit a gory special on Sabin, but only get a 2 count on the follow-up cover.
After what seemed an age, Sabin finally made the tag to Shelley, who takes it to Berto. We end up with Shelley locking Berto in a figure 4 as Sabin does the same to Angel. I mean, why not? Berto grabs the ropes, breaking the submission hold, with Shelley trying the move again. Berto, though, gets away, hitting a one-arm sit-down powerbomb into pin. Shelley kicks out on 2. Berto tags in Angel, who picks up Shelley, with Berto then stacking Sabin onto Angel before we see a double team from Los Garza and cover for 2. Sabin then clears the ring, dives to the outside, with Motor City then setting up Skull and Bones. But just as they're about to hit it, Pretty Deadly make an appearance, looking to help Los Garza. Unfortunately, it doesn't work, as Wilson gets kicked off the apron, with Prince going to check on him. Motor City eventually hits Skull and Bones on Berto, with Shelley covering for the win. And I just found this a little bit boring. Los Garza were good, but Motor City, I don't know. I'm not buying the hype.
No.
I'm sorry, if you're a big fan of them, you know, we all have our own opinions. If you love them, great. If they're your favourite wrestlers of all time, great. But for me,
No.
just change it up a bit. Do something different.
Yeah.
It's boring.
Backstage, we see Nick Aldis asking Kevin Owens to sign the contract with the addendum. Owens says, "What the hell's an addendum?"
Like we all did.
before looking at the contract and saying Cody hasn't signed it yet, and until he signs it, I'm not going to sign it.
What a baby.
Owens then tells Aldis to stop distracting him before heading off.
Next up, Special Agent Piper Niven versus B-Fab. Green accompanying Niven. Niven slams Fab, then misses a senton before B-Fab DDTs Niven and sends her to the outside with a pump kick. Fab follows her out, sends her back into the ring and then clothesline Green from the apron. As Fab gets back in the ring though, Niven sentons B-Fab, hits her with a Michinoku driver and covers her for the win. After the match, Niven and Green attack B-Fab, but Michin runs out, kendo stick in hand, and makes the save.
We then get a moment to reflect on the passing of Bob Uecker.
Backstage, Byron Saxton interviews Tiffany Stratton and asks her what her final comments are before her match with Bayley. Stratton rattles on and concludes that Bayley's going to have to sit back and watch her dream die, as it's Tiffy time.
Next up, Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Owens. After playing up to the crowd, for the two lock up, but not for long, as they circle one another,
Some time to kill.
riling the crowd up once again.
Just get on with it, lads.
Owens shoulder blocks Mysterio out the ring, but ever the gentleman allows Rey back in before the two have a test of strength. Mysterio takes down Owens with a Hurricane Rana and then tries again, but Owens counters, slams Rey down and follows up with a senton. We then end up outside the ring with the two fighting on the apron. Rey hits Owens with a Hurricane Rana off the apron to the crowd barrier and then slides out the ring onto an already hurt Owens. Back from the break, we see mounted punches from Mysterio, with Owens then punching Rey to the outside and back body dropping him onto the crowd barrier before cannonballing him from the apron.
Owens then beats up Rey in front of his own daughter before he throws him into the ring steps and tosses him back into the ring. More rest holds are then locked in as we head to yet another break. Which begs the question, you want more time for your shows, but you waste it with rest moves. So what was the point in a longer show if you're not going to do anything with your extra time? In a nutshell, why want more time if you're just killing time? There's literally no point. Anyway, back to the show. Rey hits a wheelbarrow bulldog on Owens and covers for 2 before setting Owens on the bottom rope for a 619. Owens stops it with a super kick and goes for a pop-up powerbomb, which Rey counters into a DDT, the follow-up cover getting a 2 count.
We end up on the top rope with Owens headbutting Mysterio down to the canvas and hitting him with a bullfrog splash. Rey kicks out on 2 from the cover. After Rey suffers more punishment from KO, we end up back on the top rope where Rey hits a sunset flip powerbomb after it looked like Owens was trying for a superplex. Rey hits another sunset flip powerbomb into a cover, but KO kicks out on 2. Owens then hits a stunner. Rey kicks out. Owens decides to go upstairs once again and goes for a swanton, only for Rey to get his knees up as Owens lands.
Owens ends up on the bottom rope. Rey hits the 619 and goes up top to finish KO off. But Owens gets up and stumbles into the referee, who falls to the ropes and inadvertently knocks Rey down. Owens then hits his pop-up powerbomb and pins Mysterio for the win in Rey's hometown. After the match, KO forces a handshake from Rey, bows to him and then sets him up for a package pile driver. Luckily for Rey, Rhodes heads out for the save, with the two going at it in the ring. Officials drag Rhodes away from Owens, but Cody escapes, runs around the ring and dives at Owens, sending the two sprawling over the announcer's table. Rhodes rolls in the ring as Owens stands on equipment crates in the crowd, raising the Wing Eagle belt. This match went on for way too long. It's just too much resting.
I know 2 big guys, but yeah, we didn't need to
just resting, and then they'd lock up, and then they'd break away, and then they'd just circle one another because they've clearly got a bit of time to play. I don't know why. You want the time, you're wasting it. I want to see action. Not 2 guys just standing there and looking at one another. Get on with it.
Yeah. After the break, we see Rhodes and Aldis in the back. Aldis tells Rhodes that he and Owens will relinquish their belts next week on Saturday night's main event ahead of their match at the Royal Rumble, and sign the amended contract in the middle of the ring in front of the world. Aldis asks that seeing as no one trusts him, he's made a call for someone else to moderate the signing.
My guy, the showstopper himself, Shawn Michaels. Hopefully, he'll also be announcing that he's entering the Royal Rumble. Number 1, going straight through, winning it again. Can always dream.
We have another match made for Saturday night's main event, Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu, and then see DIY confront Pretty Deadly over what happened earlier. Ciampa says they handed the win to Motor City and then told them that they're a joke and to become men. Possible gimmick change there, I reckon.
Yeah, could be. I mean, yeah, change it up, cut your hair.
Yeah, less pink maybe, dunno.
Yeah.
Gargano said it was tough love and to get their act together. DIY walk off just as Pretty Deadly's fairy godmother appears with more pearls of wisdom, Apollo Crews.
Always there.
Crews says he tried to tell PD that what they're doing isn't going to get them anywhere, but they don't want to know and walk off. Gargano then reappears, beats up Crews and then heads off.
Just as you do.
Yeah.
We see a vignette next for Charlotte Flair. She doesn't say anything, she stands on a runway, drives a car, and then lies on a yacht.
Nice.
So I'd say she was heading back pretty soon. I'm expecting her at the Rumble and to probably win it.
Yeah,
and that's
probably.
the men's one.
Will she win? Let us know in the comments below.
We already know she will. Last match of the night, Bayley versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. Roxanne Perez of NXT is ringside watching on. A few quick moves, lock-ups, pin attempts and the obligatory mutual appreciation stare-off start us off. Bayley sends Stratton to the outside as we head to a break, but come back to see Bayley go for a cover and get 2. We then get this locked in for about a minute, going from mat to standing. There is a pin attempt thrown in, but essentially this did nothing for the crowd, who were deathly quiet.
We end up outside the ring where Stratton takes control, rolls Bayley back in and covers her for 2. More time wasting ensues, the crowd are not interested at all, with the 2 women heading back out the ring and then back in. Stratton then hip attacks Bayley into the ring from outside, before we're outside again with Bayley hitting a Bayley to belly onto the floor. The women quickly head back into the ring to beat the count out. Bayley takes control with a knee to Stratton's head after draping her over the rope. The follow-up cover gets a 2 count. Stratton then reverses Bayley, lands a rolling senton and follows up with a double stomp and cover, again only for 2. Stratton heads up to the top rope, but Bayley gets up to her, hits a superplex, covers and gets 2. Stratton then hits a wonderful looking swanton from the top rope, followed by a powerbomb and cover. Bayley kicks out on 2.
I don't know how, because that's like 2 finishing moves
Yeah.
straight there. Anyway, outside yet again. Bayley drops Stratton onto the announcer's desk and then suplexes her onto the floor. Bayley has a few words with Roxanne Perez before rolling Stratton back into the ring and dropping the Macho Man elbow on her. Bayley's cover gets kicked out of on 2, and a spine buster by Stratton gets her a 2 count, with a Bayley to belly getting Bayley a 2 count. After trying a rose plant, Stratton manages to hit the Alabama Slam and follows it up with the prettiest moonsault ever. She lands it, thank God. Covers Bayley and successfully defends her title for the first time. SmackDown goes off the air with Stratton heading back up the rampway holding her title aloft. Nothing much to add really. WWE have made their shows longer just to play out time, wasting moves.
Yeah.
They could get some more 2 or 3 minute matches in, give other superstars more screen time, but don't waste your airtime with absolutely nothing moves.
No, we don't need that. On the plus side, love seeing Rey against Owens. Nice to see different people mixing it up. I know it was probably because he's in his home city, but still enjoyable.
Oh yeah.
As well as B-Fab versus Niven. I enjoy the mixed match instead of the same old, facing off against each other all the time.
You want that variety. It's a bit
I
boring.
think B-Fab's quite good, because I know she's not been wrestling that
but
long,
you don't know. But just chuck her in small matches. The only way
Yeah.
you're going to get experiences by doing that. I know it was only like a 2 or 3 minute match, but it doesn't matter. I'd rather see that
with
than-
some good moves.
than Stratton and Bayley for 20 minutes.
Just holding.
Yeah. Anyway, any views you'd like to share, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.
And we'll see you Tuesday for Raw.